what do you remember? You talked to the media for a period of time at the beginning of this case, a lot, didn't you?
Yes, sir. And I believe that it might have been, of course, the initial information or the initial media interest was based on the non-testimonial order itself. At some point, and I think it was that same day, Tuesday afternoon, I wanted to let the public know a couple of things. You know, one was that the case was a case that was being looked at very carefully by somebody who would try to take the interests of the community at heart, that being the elected district attorney. And the second thing was that we were appealing for any information from people that might know something about the case. I wanted people to come forward. It was our belief after this initial incident that, well, if I could back up just a second, one of the things that really struck us about this case as being very much different from any other incident involving a Duke party that we had seen was that normally when there was a call for police to go to a party in the vicinity of the Duke campus where there's either drinking or loud music or noise or something like that, is that when the police arrive, that party is still going on. And that's the normal scene that we see. In this case, after the call came in, I believe that it was less than 5 minutes before the first officer arrived at the scene, and there was nobody at the scene. There was evidence that a party had taken place, but even the residents of the house were not there. And we felt that was very unusual. It was my belief that what had happened was that everybody had said had been told to evacuate the house immediately, and that probably a lot of people who were at the house had no idea what had happened, if anything had happened or anything like that. And so we were hoping that some of the people who might have been at the party, who would not have had anything to do with any activity that was of the nature alleged in the non-testimonial order, would come forward to tell us what they knew, either to clear their names or to let us know that something did not happen, whatever was the case. But we hope that we had no reason to suspect that most of the people at that party had any involvement in what had allegedly taken place in the bathroom.
Do you recall making statements to the media in the early part of this case about the players' wall of silence or something to that effect?
Yes, sir, I do. And
do you recall making statements about if they didn't do anything, why do they need a lawyer?
Yes, sir, I did.
And other matters about them exercising their right not to testify. You remember making those statements?
I'm not sure specifically about testifying, but I did make statements to that effect, yes, sir.
And are those statements you would have been able to make to a jury?
No, sir, they're not.
Did you think through that process before you made those statements back in the beginning of March?
Clearly not as much as I should have. I mean, I was certainly not intending or attempting to make improper statements, but I think clearly some of the statements that I made were improper.
Were violating